and I feel like no one is taking me seriously because hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nikki, and this video we are going to talk about my journey as a nurse moving from a small village of India to the UK. First thing first, this video is quite slow. I watched this video by myself and it's quite slow, and if I try to increase the speed while I edit, it changes the tone of my voice and I don't like it. So I haven't done it, but you have got a feature on the YouTube, so I would highly suggest to please increase the speed so that you don't get bored. So the other day I had posted a short video saying how I moved from India to UK, and many people texted me asking what did you do, what were the exams that you finish, and how can we come to London or to the UK. So in this video we are going to talk about what I did and what steps you can take if you want to go abroad. I understand there are many videos and there is a lot of information on YouTube, but whoever asked me, they see me as the person they trust. For example, I would trust the person I personally know and I will trust the information that they share. Currently, there are no vacancies in the UK, but anytime it may open, you may get a chance to work in the UK. So, never give up. So, if you are studying, if you are a student, you can still study. You can still study for IELTS. IELTS is applicable for not just UK but many more countries as well. To talk about the background, nursing was in my head even before I completed my 12th standard. That time, I think when I was in 8th, ninth, BSc nursing was something new. And my mother told me, okay, be doing BSc nursing, that means you don't have to do all this stuff. You are going to be in charge, you are going to be more educated than the GNM ones and the ANM ones. So uh, that's a myth, I would say that. I got to know that after I entered nursing and after I started working, there's no difference as such. Yes, BSc nursing is a degree and other courses are kind of a general courses, but the nurses are competing. They are really smart. Some of the people you will see and you'll be like, oh wow, she knows so much. And I think nursing is all about experience. Although BSc nursing covers most of the educational part, theory part, but then when it comes to experience, you can't say, okay, she's a BSc, she has a GNM. No, you can't do that really. That was the background. I knew what I wanted to do even before I cleared my 10th standard. So I reached my 12th standard and one of my cousin is in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, one of the Eastern countries. And now I think, okay, she did nursing, she went there, so I have a scope. That means I can go. I had no access to a smartphone that time. And in the 11th, after 12th, I think I got a smartphone and I did not know how to make a use of YouTube. There are people talking, sharing their stories, guiding us. I had no clue about that. So after my 12th, I answered CET and I have to go those selection dates or something. You have to go and stand there, then they call you according to your name, according to your numbers, and I think that's how you get the seat. I don't know, I'm sorry, but when I was sent there by my parents, I was not interested. I just wanted to go to Belgium. I wanted to go away from home. I didn't like the way uh, the conditions were at home when I was studying 10th, 11th, 12th, and I just wanted to escape from everything. So I decided I won't be staying there long. Even if I get, I won't take it. I would just escape. So there were students staying there up till 10 to 11 o'clock in the night, it seems. I didn't know. But I left from there at around 6 o'clock. I came home. I said, oh, I didn't get it. And then I start looking for educational loan because I know I can't afford to opt for the course. And when you go to Belgium, they do ask for some donations, and their courses are like quite like 6 lakhs, yeah, 5-6 lakhs, and 5-6 lakhs is a very huge amount for a family that's below average. That money are not enough to run the ends. My mother said, you just wait for another year, maybe next year you can try, and we'll see what happens. But I was so stubborn on the decisions that I have to do this. I have to do this year. I'm not waiting. I'm not wasting another year. And I have to do it. So I start looking here and there for the educational loan. And a 12th year passed out, going here and there without a parent. It's quite questionable. So the managers in the bank ask you, okay, what's the plan, how you're going to repay it, what you're going to do, this, that. And I feel like no one is taking me seriously. Now if someone goes, they will pay attention because now people know that the children these days are quite smart. But maybe if you say 7-8 years ago, they would be like, oh, she's just a girl trying to get some money, maybe we don't even know what she's going to do. And so I tell this to my second sister. When I go for admission, she was with me. When I went for the educational, so she was with me. So finally I go to SBI and I get loan somehow at high interest rate. Of course, I get admitted in the nursing school. Nursing school is not easy, especially when you stay away from home. They talk different language. You feel bullied. You feel distant from everything. But as you get along, you get adjusted to the place. You make friends. You make your own family there. So it's just about time. I spent there 4 years, 4.5, I think, yeah, and I complete my nursing. In the last year, it's a COVID first phase. I finished my nursing after COVID first wave. Then I go to Pune for work. I worked there for about 2 months. But that's when the reality hits me hard. That's when I really get to know what nursing is, what nursing culture is in India. And I felt it was so toxic where I first worked in Pune. I could not stand it. I would cry every day when I would go to work. Every day after coming from work, and I would cry over phone every day. For the 4 years when I was away studying, I'd never cried. But when I started working, I started crying, and my mother felt, okay, you can't do it, come back home. We'll find you a job in India. Like, you'll find your job in Goa. And this is a kind of an emotional roller coaster. I decide, okay, I can't do it anymore. I'm going back. Or maybe staying 4 years away from home, I spent about 15-20 days at home, and then again I decide to go away. Maybe there was something happening in between, so I come back home. I prepare my documents and everything for government jobs. But this time, right, where the government jobs are out, so I prepare everything and then I start looking for jobs. So just before second wave, I get a job in one of the private hospitals which was newly opened in Goa. I worked there for about 6 months, and I decide I would not be able to work here anymore. Those 6 months were again one of the most horrible experiences of my life. New hospital, no healthcare, no housekeeping, no cleaner. Like you imagine A to Z, you do. And it's exhausting, especially during COVID times when people were like dying and it was all mess here and there. And unfortunately, I had few co-workers who were like very budding. I had experience of two months working in Pune, and the people who were working with me, they did not had any experience, and they were very new, and they would look at me as a senior, and I was like, oh god, I'm just a baby. I just worked for 2 months, and you can't see me as a senior. So after 6 months, I decided, okay, I have to do something. While working, I gave a interview in Pune. I was appointed there, and when I went there, I went with a strong mindset that while I am working, I'll prepare for IELTS. I'll prepare for the exams to go to abroad. Working in Pune, this second hospital where I worked for about 2 years, that was one of the best experiences that I had. That and I'll always remember that hospital. I got not so draining a private sector where there was no much workload or anything. So I think that's the reason I survived 2 years. While I was working, I studied, and that was the time I cleared my exam. Now, to talk about the process, the most difficult thing for us Indians who are not in quite good in English, I would say answering the English proficiency test is the most difficult one. Either for us nurses, it's either IELTS or OET. Most people find OET easier than IELTS because it's more of a in the reading, and I think writing. In the writing, you just have to write reference letter to a clinician or a physiotherapist telling about your patient. So I found that was easy. In the reading, they will give you scenarios and you have to answer questions. So people find it easier compared to IELTS because IELTS is completely English based. You will get anything and everything from A to Z. I started with IELTS since day one, and I found IELTS was better for me. I answered IELTS once. So the UK score is reading, listening, and speaking. 7 is the score, and 6.5 for writing. And in the first attempt, I got 6.5 in reading instead of 7, and all three other modules were cleared. And I was so shattered. Like, that was the first time I failed in something academics. Because all this time until even during college or whatever, I passed. I struggled and passed, but I never failed, with God's grace, of course. But here I failed, and it was so demotivating because I thought I would clear it in first attempt, but I did not. So to bounce back on track, to study again, it took me a really long time. I wasted about 6 months because I could not accept the fact that I failed. And I think failure is good. It teaches you, it shows you ways, the way you can improve. But at that point, I did not take it positively. I did not have money to answer it very soon again as well. I was taking care of my parents that time. Started studying again. So, first thing for you to do is clearing IELTS. Even if you are not studying right now, studying for IELTS right now, try to improve your English. Reading in English, speaking in English, eating in English, doing everything in English, because this is what is going to save you. Watch anything that you watch in English, listen in English, speak with your friends and people around in English. And I don't think IELTS is rocket science, but for me, I think IELTS was easier. Out of every module, I found reading was the most challenging one for me because maybe I did not had much of a reading habit. And that's how you take a first step. Step 1, complete your IELTS OET. Once it's done, you can contact the agencies. I came through IITR. There are multiple agencies. I can mention the names in the description. And if there is any agency asking for money, leave the agency. There will be no agency who will be asking you for money. You will only have to pay for your registration fees for the NMC. So as we have nursing council registrations in every state in India, we have here the NMC registration. So you have to pay the fees for that. Next comes is your CBT. So NMC registration happens in 2 stages. You complete first process and then you answer CBT. CBT is a nursing related UK practice based questions that you have to answer while you are in India. Most people answer it while they are in India. Some do after coming here. So you answer the CBT and then you do the second part of NMC registration, for which you need the CBT mark sheet or the results. So your second stage of NMC has been done. Approach any agencies, they will give you a list of hospitals they're looking for the nurses, and they will share all the details, so you can just see which hospital, which area you want to go, which part of the UK you want to go, and then you can just research over it. And once you are done with it, you can select a hospital, and then now you and the hospital staff or the agency who is recruiting, personal agency of the hospital recruiting you, will be in touch with you. So the NMC and CBT process I did after my interview with the hospital. Once I cleared the interview, I cleared everything with them. They helped me prepare for CBT. They helped me prepare for the interview for the hospital. So they do prepare you well for everything. So now we have talked about English proficiency test, OET, IELTS, contacting the agency. Through agency, you get in touch with the hospital. Hospital, with that, they will prepare you for the exams, for the interview, for CBT. You complete your NMC process, NMC registration 1 and part 2 after CBT exam. Then what remains is your visa process, and for this you don't have to do anything other than filling some forms, sending some documents to the agency. Everything will be done by them. They will pay for the visa as well. They will pay for the flight tickets. My friends who came to UK, for them the accommodation was already booked by the hospital. And that was the nice thing. But for me, I had to book my accommodation while I was in India, so that was a big expense for me. The accommodations here are quite pricey, so I almost had to pay about 1,20,000, including the rent and the deposit, before coming here. So that was the only drawback that I faced. Otherwise, I did not pay anything else. So what I'm saying is, you pay for your things. You pay for your CBT exam, you pay for your NMC registration part 1, part 2. You pay for your accommodation only if you have to. Otherwise, most hospitals will cover your accommodation for about 3 months with minimal amount. So that was it. I understand for most people who are waiting, who have already cleared their exams, it's very disturbing, very frustrating to be there clearing your exams, waiting for the vacancies to open. But I believe the same, if you have achieved UK score in IELTS or OET, the same score can be used in other countries as well. When I answered my IELTS the second time, I was sure that time that I'm going to clear it, but I had also the second option in my mind about going to the island, What island is that? It was Maldives. It was a small word. I have this forgetting habits of names. Sorry about that. So I had full plan of going to Maldives if I did not get the UK IELTS score. So I think there are options. When you are in this field once, nursing, there are options. Make sure every time you process for something, be safe, inquire, look for the people who are already there, try to talk to them. Make sure you are not scammed by the agencies, financially especially. There are a lot of incidences that I have seen happen. So be careful, and I would say don't give up. I and my friends consider us lucky. We were blessed and fortunate to be the last batch moving to the UK. And we are still, like, UK is still running short of nurses. Every day you see it's the workload is too much, but then I would say we are still running short of nurses. So hopefully someday, very soon, they will open the vacancies and they will start recruiting international nurses. So that was my journey. I hope that helps. Stay strong. Don't give up on yourself and on your dreams. It will come true one day. Have faith in God, and whatever happens in life, I believe it never happens against you, it happens for you. We had our own struggles. I had my own struggle while coming here. The other day, someone texted me, "Hi, Nikita. Hi. It's very, it's very getting very difficult to like to come here. The financial things and this that." Everyone had their own share of struggles. I had, my friends did, and everyone does. And I would say you just learn, you just grow from it and have some patience. It taught me a lot of things while I was waiting, while I failed for the first time, while I was struggling to arrange money for to answer the exam. So don't give up. You will be there. Thank you. So adding this clip because I thought the video was very sad at the end. I don't want to feel sad, and I don't want to make you feel sad. I want you to be happy. I want you to believe in the process, believe in God, have faith, trust yourself, and close your eyes and believe that you're going to do this. Your dream is going to come true. That's it. One more last thing. If I can do it, you can do it as well. So don't give up. See you in the next video.